The Game Awards was better than a lot of us anticipated, okay? I'm going to say that right now. And listen, it improved quite a bit, and Jeff, good job. But there's still an issue. Where is the identity with this show? Do we want to be an award show, or do we want to be an announcement show? And I still think it doesn't walk that line super phenomenally. We gave a little bit more time to developers. We did a little bit more things. But you know what I hate? I hate when the developers have to accept an award not on the stage. We kept doing that thing where Sydney would read them aloud and they were just right there ready to go because they already knew that they were going to get the award. I think we need to treat every single award with some weight. It's like, let me get out these awards right now in the pre-show that isn't even technically the show, and then I think it gives a lot less credence to what those awards are, okay? I'm just going to say that. Other than that, though, there was some cool shit. I did like some of the announcements, so let's go down the list. I watched the show, but I'm looking off a little recap list from Esports Illustrated, which I didn't know was a thing, chat. But do you think they do the thing, and like it's esports girls, but they're in bikinis? Sign me up. I'll do it right here. For 10 years of the Game Awards, the show has finally improved a little bit, so good job with some of the pre-show announcements, like Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. This game is actually developed by the people who develop Blasphemous, which is pretty impressive. Blasphemous is a phenomenal game, and sort of like Shredder's Revenge adjacent. I love the art style. I think this one looks awesome. It's probably my most hype announcement of this whole thing, and I know, that sounds crazy, but, most of these games are not for me, for the most part. Slay the Spire 2, that's cool. I don't really play the first one, but I know it's a big deal, so I do appreciate that. Dave the Diver in the Jungle, which is a DLC expansion pack for Dave the Diver. This game, Dave the Diver, I believe won Best Indie Game of last year, but there was a lot of debate because is it even an indie game? Because it was developed by a mainline studio, that I will put on screen because I don't really remember who did that. The last one of the pre-show announcements that I thought was kind of interesting was Steel Paws, which is developed by the Shenmue creator. I'm just throwing it in here because I know RGT loves Shenmue. And by the way, everyone, huge announcement, I will be playing Shenmue finally January 2nd in there, because right now I'm home. I don't have my PC, which is where everything is for that, so I'm going to have to go back to my place that is 8 hours away and start those games. I booted it up, the first one a little bit, looks okay. I don't know, we'll see how it turns out. Now into the main show, we got The Witcher 4, which is obviously gigantic. These games are super celebrated, everybody loves them, so this was a very hype announcement there. I think that we need to, I saw this tweet on Twitter, I'm gonna pop it up right here. I think as a whole, we need to eliminate, male aging. If women have to have boobs, men and hair, men cannot have wrinkles, and they have to be half naked all the time. So unless Geralt can play this in a loincloth, I'm not playing. Just kidding, chat. Didn't mean to go all wokey on you. But it seems kind of cool, but there's no release date, so we will see. Then we got Elden Ring Night Rain, and this one is really, really strange because it's sort of like a boss rush, but then also has Fortnite mechanics and battle bus mechanics. I'm a little iffy on it. I'm gonna be real. It looks sort of cool for the most part, but it's like, did Elden Ring really need to dip its toes into the Battle Royale formula? I like the Battle Royale formula, frankly, and I play Fortnite quite a bit, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. It seems a bit out there for what Elden Ring originally was, but a boss rush I do think fits well, so maybe FromSoft can marry those two, playstyles super well. We will have to see. But that is coming out in 2025, and that's all we got from that one. Borderlands 4. These games, the art style, lovely. I love them. I love the art style, but I've never really gotten into them or played them, so I might dive into Borderlands 4. It looks cool. It's basically more of the same. I believe it continues the story as well. It seems like a great game if you like Borderlands, and frankly, I've never been into it like I just said, but something about these games, like every time I see a trailer for them, I'm like, damn, I wish I was a Borderlands head, so maybe, just maybe, next year is the year. Now, something a bit out of left field is that Tekken 8 announced that Clive from Final Fantasy 16 is being added into the game. Kind of hype. Kind of very hype for Final Fantasy people. I love Tekken, so new characters means new tech, means new shit. I like it. I think it'll be great. Tekken 8 is one of the best games ever. I genuinely love that game so much. It's phenomenal. I play Eddie still. Here's what I always say about Eddie. You can take Eddie out of the game, but you cannot take the Eddie soul, the Eddie love out of me, ever. And he's back, so we're all good. Then another fighting game banger, Virtua Fighter is coming back in a big way, which is awesome. I think there's a lot of room for more fighting games, so I'm super excited to have this back. And I think that Virtua Fighter could, put this really nice little medium in between something like a Mortal Kombat and a Street Fighter, and then like there's Tekken, which is sort of a very different type of feel. So I'm excited to have Virtua Fighter just competing in the space and hopefully making every single game better with it, because as we always say, competition is phenomenal, and if there's more competition, there's better games. So I'm glad to see it back. Turok is getting a remake that was crazy. Turok is getting a prequel? Turok Origins is what it's called. It's basically like a new age Turok game. It's Turok? I don't know how you say it. It looks alright. It's first person, I believe. Or actually, no. The old games are first person. This one is third person, which some people were upset about. Honestly, I like third-person survival games a lot more than first-person ones, and I don't really love many first-person games, so that's fine with me. I don't really care about Turok at all, but I wasn't born in the N64 generation where you would care about it, so, if it comes out and it seems to be an amazing game, awesome. Turok Origins, have my eye on it. Oh, this one was weird. Sonic Racing Crossworld. Sonic Racing is coming back. We don't know too much about it, but that's coming out in 2025 as well. I'm not a big Sonic Racing person that much. I think I'm not a big Sonic person, period. I think it's fine. I think it's great for fans. I grew up with a lot of the games, but I didn't like them when I was a kid. So that does not translate to me liking them now, unfortunately. Now, this one was huge. Okami sequel. Okami is finally getting a brand new game. Capcom is giving this baddie a brand new game, and it stars that original lead character. So they don't have a release date currently, but there probably will be one soon. It seems like a game that's fairly far along in a way. It's in full development right now, so we'll see what that ends up meaning. But a brand new sequel to Okami is huge. Okami is one of the most beloved games ever. The art style there is beautiful, and so I am excited to see, what they do here. I haven't really actually played the original Okami. I'm sorry, all right? It's like a 20-year-old game. It's not been when I've been in my peak of gaming, you know what I'm saying? So I would love, maybe I'll go back and check it out, maybe closer to when this sequel is coming out. But it looks great, stars the character and everything, so hype. Now this was the big one. Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, coming out of Naughty Dog. It looks cool to me. It looks super cool. People are super upset about the main character. I don't really give a fuck. I think all of that conversation is pointless and just doesn't do anything helpful for the gaming industry, so I don't give a shit. I'm fine with her not having big boobs. Not everyone has big boobs, Her hair looks cool, I don't give a fuck. I think if it's a good game, it's going to be a good game. Naughty Dog always makes bangers, so I'm super excited to see, what this ends up being. Hopefully it's a little different than, those third-person action games that they love to pump out. Maybe it does something a little different to mix up the formula. But if it doesn't, it's still going to be an amazing game regardless, and I'm excited for it. So that's with the announcements, with the awards themselves. Astro Bot won Game of the Year, which was actually shocking. The fact that the 3D platformer finally won Game of the Year is amazing. I know the competition this year wasn't too insane, but Black Myth Wukong apparently is one of the best games. I actually will end up playing that game because I've heard so many times that it is one of the best games ever. But I am ecstatic that Astro Bot won. Astro Bot, I have not beaten still. I'm going to be honest with you guys, gaming in the last couple weeks and months has been tough for me because I've been so busy with school and things like that. But I'm finally off and I have a couple weeks, well, basically like a month to start gaming it up. So I'm excited to finally make my way through Astro Bot and finish it, and then eventually, hopefully, check out Black Myth Wukong as well. I'm like 3/5, I'd say. It's a great game. It is probably one of the best 3D platformers, up there. It rivals Mario, absolutely. I don't know which ones I prefer because I haven't really done it. I will say it's incredibly inventive. The sound design is amazing. The things that it does with Sony IP is wonderful. And I think it is, it definitely deserves to be the game of the year. I'm just absolutely shocked that a non-story driven, non-super, massive, huge budget game, a platformer did this, And I think hopefully that sends a message to developers, fans, we want, a return to form a little bit. We want some of these more simple games, these games that are just about fun and having a good time. They're designed beautifully and amazing, but they don't have these huge, back-breaking budgets that can make or break a whole studio. Something like Astrobot winning Game of the Year is insanely unexpected, and I think Jeff killed it with that one in a lot of ways, okay? Player's Choice, I believe that did go to Black Myth Wukong, so congratulations there, Black Myth. I think the awards as a whole this year was pretty good, I just do think that there's still a weird little balance there, and the show with the pre-show and everything, it's like 4 hours still. I think we got to cut that sucker back a little bit and pick a lane just a little bit. There were some sleepers in there, but there was some really big, announcements. So as a whole, Jeff, better show in a lot of ways. I'd love to fucking be invited to the actual thing next year. I went to a Netflix after party, and it was fine. So I assume, right, because there's very little communication, that I could have a +1, because it's usually just how things work, in my experience. I get there, no, sorry, we can't let her in until 9. Chat, what time was it? 6:30. We have to just meander around until 9, and then we get in there at 9, and then we're there until like maybe 10:30. Get out, and I have to pay for parking. Unbelievable. $66, chat. Are you kidding? But whatever, what can you do? Usually that's not how it goes in my experience, but I have not been to too many. I'm not going to sound high and mighty here, but I was actually just shocked by the whole experience. So Keely, if you've got an extra ticket next year, shoot that ish my way. I will cover the show. I'll be on the ground fucking streaming and reporting, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching this entire video. I'm home. Again, the upload schedule is going to actually pick up a ton in the next week. But, yeah, it's been a little iffy for a while, so I apologize about that. Yet again, chat, I'll get back to streaming at some point as well, but thank you for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you liked it, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, check out this video. It's bangers, vibe, it's a good time. I will see you over there. What is your guys' favorite Christmas album? Comment down below. Mine is obviously Mistletoe by Justin Bieber, the deluxe edition. It's really fucking good.